Hey everyone, Thornton here, and it should come as no surprise that the devs at Embark Studios have taken a pretty aggressive stance when it has come to aim assist and console players. However, with the newest 1.5 update, they may have made a huge mistake that has caused even more issues for console players than just the aim assist issue. And we're going to go over that today and everything you need to know about what's going on with Embark Studios and the finals. But without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. So as most of you are probably aware, unless you've been living under a rock, the finals has recently undergone a pretty significant change with the release of patch 1.5. I mean, we're seeing buffs and nerfs all over the place. And while the developers did initially address concerns around aim assist in the prior patch 1.4, the latest update has introduced even more new issues, including the inability to avoid crossplay, aiming sensitivity resets on consoles, and the addition of scope sensitivity. So let's go ahead and actually start off with the whole aim assist debate and the developer Embark Studios' justification on why they did it. You see, Dusty Gustafsson, who is actually a customer support lead at Embark, went ahead and let us know the rationale behind why they did the alterations to aim assist. Apparently, they analyzed data comparing mouse and keyboard users with controller players and determined that aim assist provided an advantage to the latter. I mean, that's not very surprising, but they didn't go much more in depth. He did, however, emphasize that decisions were based on internal data rather than the volume of player voices, which is interesting to see because there are a lot of player voices. I do think that something in the future they should do, though, is let the users see that internal data. It's very easy to say, oh, well, we have a ton of data, but then not actually show any of it. That doesn't mean much to the players in general. However, the changes overall were welcomed by players, with one Reddit user actually expressing gratitude for the Embark's decision and transparency, which I will once again say they are very on top of these updates and changes. However, with the aim assist nerf, there were some unintended consequences of their latest 1.5 patch, because now there seems to be an inability to enter lobbies with crossplay turned off. See, there are some users on Reddit saying that despite selecting this option, they're finding themselves in crossplay enabled lobbies, eliminating the ability to avoid PC players, which is a huge issue when you have no aim assist or it's been turned down quite a bit. It's one thing to play in a console lobby at 60 frames per second lock against other players in the same predicament with equal aim assist values, but now you have to go up against people with a better hardware possibly that also get their entire arm to aim and shoot you. I'm not saying aim assist is now underpowered or overpowered in the past. I'm not saying that mouse and keyboard players have a clear-cut advantage. What I'm saying is that if you have a crossplay function, you need to make sure that it's enabled to be turned off if you have lowered the aim assist values. That's just fairness, or at least allowing players to have their preference. Along with that, there was another thing that was actually reset according to some Reddit users, and that's the aiming sensitivity if you are on console. Particularly, this seems to be impacting the PS5. I'm on Xbox sometimes when I play. I haven't noticed it, but one of my teammates actually on PS5 when we were doing ranked did notice this as well. And there's a new scope sensitivity that seems to have inadvertently reset the normal aiming sensitivity, and that has left players feeling disorientated, as the familiar sensitivity settings they had adjusted to were unexpectedly altered. Now you're forced into crossplay lobbies, your aim assist is lower, people are basically getting lit up in these PC lobbies, and unfortunately Embark has not addressed the issue or made a statement to let players know that this may be impacting them. The lack of prior communication about this reset has actually fueled quite a bit of dissatisfaction amongst the player community. Luckily, there are YouTube channels like this one that kind of cover this stuff, watch what's going on, and kind of inform as many people as they possibly can. But if you're playing on console, if you've noticed some major changes, you're going to want to go into your settings and start making adjustments, trying to make sure that crossplay is turned off, even if it may not work. There's a ton of Reddit threads that have been cited. You can see them up on screen, and there are some users expressing their frustrations with the crossplay issue, with one stating after the new patch can't get into lobbies with crossplay off. The sentiment in thread reflects a lot of discontent because, well, I do think that this game is moving towards a mouse and keyboard slash PC user base. It is still important for the game's longevity to also look at the casual player base that plays on console and make sure that they are also able to play the game and enjoy their time and experience on it. I will say they did do something pretty interesting for console players where they actually disabled mouse and keyboard that was being able to be used on console through third-party software. Some people are very happy about this, some people are very upset about it, but hopefully with all these things going on, Embark Studios is fully aware of. Maybe this video sheds some lights and makes them aware as well. They are pretty active, so I hope we see a lot of these fixes come out very soon, as right now I can actually see a ton of discontent in the console community about just how the game isn't exactly favoring, or it feels like Embark Studios is ignoring them. Let me know down below, what are your guys' thoughts on the aim assist nerf? Do you think that it is fair and balanced, and how do you feel about the crossplay issue, and do you hope that it is fixed pretty soon? Or does this not bother or impact you in the slightest? Also, don't forget to check out this channel right here by my editor Novell, who does amazing gameplay and content on the finals. And until next time, everyone, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video.